Welcome to our iOS app from Edgeonics. My name is Brett, and in this lesson, we're going to learn about glances. I'm going to go on to the Apple Watch website, and here we can see there's some information about glances. So, to get an idea of what these are, they're just quick pieces of information about things going on in the app. They're not necessarily critical information, they're just kind of updates that for data that changes periodically. So they say right here, glances just the right amount of information right when you want it. So we're building this baseball app that shows the dates of different games. So what we're going to do in our glance is display the next upcoming game. So we'll have the team and we'll have a date that they're going to play. So that way you get this quick information about the next game coming up. So it's a little bit dynamic as well. And here they're displaying a few good examples of information. So you can see the information may not be real time. You've got this heart rate information 23 minutes ago. So it's just giving you kind of updates of things going on in the app. So that's what our app will be doing. Now, if we think about our app, this baseball app, it in the background is periodically downloading scheduling information from a cloud service. So that's our scenario. And as the data comes in, the schedules get updated, so we get more information about games that are coming up. So this is information we can use in our glance. Now the user can, of course, scroll through on the watch and look at the different stadiums and get the dates there. But for quick, easy access to what's coming up next, we're going to use our glance. And as we go through some of these examples here that Apple's displayed, they've got, for example, what is the weather doing? So the weather app is going to display that information there. And then there's another app over here for traffic, how long does it take to get home? That's good for a glance also. So that's what the glance does. Now, if we go into Xcode, we can see what the glance is, where it is, and how it works. All right, so if we go into our Watch app, we go into the interface storyboard, and I'm going to make a little bit more room here. So this is our main storyboard. These are the interfaces we've created, but if you go down here, you can see we've got the glance, and then down here we have notifications. And the difference between the two, notifications are kind of like notifications on an iPhone app where you get the notification that pops up, and it's kind of based on some event occurred in the app and the app wants to tell you about it. That is different from the workflow in the glance where it's just kind of this continuous stream of data and we just pick out the latest piece of the data that's periodically flowing through the app and display it. It's not really critical information. It's not an event. It's just a continuous thing that's going on. And we just display it so the user can see what's the latest of this continuous flow of data. So in contrast to the notifications, which are these two down here, there's more going on. There is going to be some kind of event. So let's say, for example, the upcoming game gets rained out. That's not necessarily just the regular flow of information. That's a disruption in the flow. It's something we want the user to be notified about, because with the glance, the user is just going to initiate the glance. They're going to, at some point, do something on the watch and they're going to see the glance. But with the notification, we can go ahead and send up this prompt that says, hey, you need to look at this and figure out if, you want to change your schedule because the game's not coming up anymore. So the notification is more of a disruption. The glance is just kind of this continuous flow of what's going on with the latest data. So these are the glance and the notifications. So here's what we're going to be working with, this glance. We'll get into how this works in the next video. So we're going to see how they use templates here. And when you're creating an app, to get these, you need to do something initially. So if I do new project, and I'm going to do a watch. So let's see. Actually, I'm doing new file there, so what I want is new and project. And here's the watch, so I'm going to do next. And you can see this is where you're going to display notification is checked, and then here's glance. That's how you get those into your app. So I'm just going to cancel that out. And then down here we have our glance controller and our notification controller. So this is where we would put information about those, do our IB outlets connections up to the interfaces here back onto their associated controllers. So that is an overview of how glances work and a little bit more information about the differences with notifications.